What's up, y'all? It's me, your host, Adriann. Listen, the episode that you are getting ready to listen to is actually a pre recorded episode. I had the honor and the privilege of sitting down with my very own pastor, PH, and he was able to talk with me about the season of transformation, the importance and everything that we should be mindful of when we are in those places of what is versus what was and what could be. We all know that it is challenging. We all know that it is hard when you are trying to move from worse to better. But this episode, I'm telling y'all, is going to bless you. He dropped so many gems. It was a wonderful, wonderful conversation. And I am so honored that we were able to have him in the living room. I hope that this episode blesses you as much as it blessed me. Enjoy. Here's the episode. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Living Room Podcast. And I know y'all probably talking about me because it's not about me today. I have a guest. What's up, PH?
Listen, we're in the living room. Let me bring the energy right here because she's not making this hype like she needs it. We're in the living room, and how you feel about it?
I'm very nervous.
Well, I need you to get over the nervous because when you're in the living room, you're at home.
Y'all, he's taking over my living room already.
So you're at home right here.
But we are. You're right. But you know when you have company over, you don't be nervous. You don't be like, is my kids gonna act up? Is something gonna start squeaking?
That's right. Because everybody don't get to come to the house.
No, nobody come to the house.
So I'm honored to be in your living room.
Right. So, okay, backstory on the living room, why I named it that. My mom never let us be in her living room.
Okay.
Like, it was a thing. You couldn't sit on the furniture. You couldn't go in there. You
It was for looks.
Only.
Got it.
She changed her furniture about every 3 months. Rent a center.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
I'm sorry, mama. But you couldn't touch it.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? I want a podcast. I want my own space. So I did the living room.
And we're here.
Right?
That's right.
So we have a good topic today.
All right.
I can't wait to talk to you about this. I'm so excited.
I mean, now you're making me nervous. But
no, don't be nervous because you had the energy, remember?
Okay.
You got to keep the energy. So I want to officially introduce you, though. I want to do it the right way. So he don't like to get deep. I've learned that in the past 5 minutes, but I have to get deep. This is my spiritual father.
All right.
So this is extremely, humbling, and I don't take this moment lightly. So this is a big deal. So we have PH with us, y'all. It's going to be a good episode. My intention for this episode is to help someone. I just want the audience to know that this episode is for anyone who feels like they're in the middle of becoming. And honestly, that's where I find myself right now. But it's almost like helping myself. Because I wanted to do this episode with you for a very long time. A very, very long time. As a matter of fact, last November, you preached a sermon, November 24th to be exact.
Wow.
You preached a sermon, and it was about the power of the presence. Was the name of your sermon.
Wow.
You probably don't.
It's almost a year ago.
A year.
To date.
Full circle.
Wow.
It's like a full circle.
That's amazing.
But before I get too deep,
okay,
we're in the living room.
We're here.
We have to start with a living room memory.
Okay.
That you have.
Listen, I've got a couple living room memories, but I'll tell you about one. One was my parents and I, we went through a tough season. Mm-hmm. My dad lost his job, and due to a car wreck. It was about a year and a half, almost 2 years. He tried to find work. Nobody would hire him. My mom's, at that point, was the only income. I never forget riding with him to jobs. Nobody would hire him. We didn't have food. School lunch was my only meal of the day.
Oh, wow.
We had family that didn't want to help us. Long story short, it took about 2 years. The lawyer that he was dealing with said, hey, this is going to be a good settlement. We were just believing God for these hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
Long story short, the lady that hit my dad, her family had businesses due to the accident. Unfortunately, she passed away.
In the process of
all that. And so the family wanted to settle, and my dad's lawyer didn't want to push it just because of the family dynamic with the lady. It's almost like he was taking their side as opposed to my dad as a client. Long story short, my dad settled for like $20,000. And so my living room moment was him coming home with this money bag. I don't know if you ever seen one of those.
Like the bank bag?
The bank bag with the zipper on the top with
Yeah.
the lock.
Yeah.
He put the key in and he unlocks it and he pulls out these two big stacks, as the young people say, these bands.
Not the bands.
And he pulls them out, he rips the little paper off and he throws them on the couch. And we jump on the couch like it's a swimming pool.
Wait.
And that's a memory for me. I never forget. Like
that should definitely be
swimming in $20,000.
That was a lot of money.
It was back then.
Back then.
But I don't know where it's at now. But that's for another room.
So let me ask you this. Do you remember what was the meal y'all had that night after getting $20K?
I don't think we ate nothing that night.
You
I think we were just happy. The plan was from that, honestly, we went on a couple trips. We went on a trip. I got some swagged out gear, but that was it, man. We was able to we got a car and some things, and things did change from there. But
right.
He got a job. But yeah, that was my
swimming on the sofa.
Swimming on the sofa and money.
See, you had a good childhood. I would never swim on the sofa at my mom's house.
Because you couldn't sit on the couch.
Couldn't do anything.
Not even $20,000.
No, we actually never even did like holidays either. Like, you know how like in the black, like that's a thing in the black community. Like everybody come to their house. Not my mama. But that's fun.
Yeah, it was.
20,000.
20,000.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a good memory. So that was a good memory. I don't want to get that deep after that good memory.
Well, go ahead. Come on, let's go with it.
It's kind of like super deep. So the topic that I really wanted to talk to you about was transformation. And I kind of want to ask, like, after going through that period, that drought where your dad could not find work, you guys were in that area of the unknown, and then getting that 20,000, the transformation from there, like, was it like an uphill at that point for you guys, or did it just like mellow back out?
No, I think quite honestly, from time to time, we look back on those pictures from that time. It really was a drought. I mean, like literally, I remember at that age getting a paper route to make. I think I made like $19 a week from the paper route, and that I gave my mom that money to pay a bill. And all I wanted was $1 so I could get baseball cards.
Oh wow!
And then chew the gum that came with the baseball cards. But I look back on those moments and I look at the pictures, and we look kind of fat back then. It's like, how you fat and you don't have food? So when you talk about transformation, like
made a way.
She made a way, but I think about sometimes we don't look like what we're going through.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because in the moment you see yourself going through it, we were starving, we was hungry. But when we look back, it was like, we don't look like we were starving.
Right, nothing looked
we
like
looked happy. You know what I'm saying? We end up, we still had a place to stay. She never let the lights cut off. The sheriff came every month, putting a thing on the door saying you pay or you got to get out. But we made it through that. And I think if I look back over my life, those situations help build resilience in me to never give up.
Okay, that's good, because I actually want to go. This is something that I put together when I was thinking about this episode. Okay, so the background of this episode is, as you were preaching, it was like, I'm a visual person. So, and I feel like that's how God speaks to me. Because if it's something that I know I wouldn't think of myself, for me, I'm always like, okay, that has to be him. Because I can't think like that. I can't put that together that easily. And it's like, it was very clear to me as you were preaching, like I wrote down literally like what I wanted it to be, what I wanted to kind of talk about. And I wrote this, and it says, transformation doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it looks like uncomfortable shifts, closed doors, new desires, or suddenly not fitting into the spaces you used to force yourself into. In that part, and it's so crazy, God be blowing my mind. Today in worship, Sharon said something about the middle part. She was like, for anybody who's in that weird place of like, you know, what was and what could be. And I literally just started to cry because I felt that so much in this season of just life, of where I am, even with this, like telling you like, oh, I'm gonna email you because I want to talk to you about something, and then not doing it, and then you pushing me like, I thought you were gonna reach out. And it's like that middle part of what was and what could be. So I guess my question would be, that's my version of transformation. What does transformation look like to you, or what would you label the definition of it to be?
That's a great question. I think for me, just speaking candidly, I've always been in different scenarios in my life the underdog, right? And with that, when you talk about trying to fit in, I think about a visual, since you're a visual person, of a square peg trying to go in a round hole. And for a lot of my life, been in spaces and places and with people where I wanted to fit in, always being the square peg, never being able to fit with the round holes, and subtly finding myself forcing myself into the round hole, which one causes damage. Two, if I wasn't forcing myself, I was trying to change myself or transform myself. And you think visually trying to shave the squareness off,
so it could
so it can be round,
right?
Instead of understanding that there was a square hole waiting for
you
somewhere else. And so you're either going to cause damage to yourself, or you're going to try to fit in and find out that that's not meant for you.
How did you deal with that though? Like, once you become aware of this is what I'm doing, how did you correct it?
It was a long process, because over time, when you deal with things like acceptance or the lack thereof, growing up, I didn't have, I talked about my dad. He's my stepfather, actually. And so when you grow up in a single parent home, and for me, my dad never was around my natural father. So it was almost like I had a father, but my real dad wasn't there. I had friends. I was a different kid. I was the smart kid, but the cool kid at the same time. But both sides never really fully understood me, so I never fit in both ways. And so I always struggled. Some of my best friends were street pharmacists, and some of my best friends were, just the stereotypical cool kids. But I was always in the middle, right? And so it was hard, but I had to learn over time. And even today in my life now, I'm just different. And I don't have, some people that you would think, man, you see that you admire other people's friendships. And I just don't have a lot of those, because I'm still a square peg.
It's very funny that you say that. I don't know if I'm gonna use these. It's very funny that you say that, because all my life I felt odd. All my life I felt different. So I'm the youngest of 5. All of my siblings were either getting out of the house or already out of the house when I started to develop a voice, I guess. So once I did get that voice, I spent a lot of that time talking to myself, or not talking at all. And then even in my friendships, I see myself, okay, where are my tissues? I see myself, and it's like, I don't belong. It's like it's a feeling more so, where it's like, it seems like everybody else understands, or they get stuff, and it's like, this doesn't suit me. Is that the same kind of feeling that you were having, where it just felt like, for me, it feels like it's something wrong with me,
right?
Because I can't connect to these other people or these other environments. It just, nothing seems to feel right.
And I think too, with that, it will lead to a sense of shrinking back instead of standing out. And you don't fit in, right? And I think about all the times where I haven't fit in. I remember moving here to Houston, not having, trying to build new friendships in the preaching space. And I'm a supporter. I would go to churches, and it was just like, why are you here? Like, nobody, what do you want? Are you trying to steal my members? Like, no, I'm here to support what I do.
Right.
And you don't fit in. I never forget getting invited to churches to somebody that's felt like you're on an audition, right? And you just, it doesn't make you feel comfortable. Right. And I say all that to say, when we're called to stand out, but we don't feel it, we shrink back. And a lot of times it's God sometimes giving us that nudge and say, hey, I didn't call you to sit on the sidelines. It's time for you to get in the game.
Yeah, see, he be calling my phone a lot. I just be pressing decline.
Wait a minute. God, I need you to call her back and tell her that she gonna answer this. Okay.
Listen. So let me tell you a funny story. I have the video. I'm not one of those people. One thing that kind of makes me cringe is when people get the camera and they start crying on the internet.
Okay.
It's a cringy moment for me. Until I had that moment. I didn't post it.
You didn't go live.
I'm not doing it. I will never go live crying. But okay, let me tell you what I did. And I think sometimes I be pushing the needle with God just a little bit. But I feel like that's our love language with each other. Like, he understands me. So I was praying a prayer because the podcast, like I told you, I picked it up. I started it in 2023 and then I put it down because I got overwhelmed. I got discouraged. It wasn't doing as great as I thought it should do. It wasn't picking up as fast. And I'm like, what's the point? Like, who am I trying to convince right now? Myself or somebody else? Like, what am I doing? So I just stopped. And then this feeling comes back and it's like the desire to like do it, like talk about this, like things, you know, and I'm a visual person again. So I'm seeing stuff. I'm like, no. So I call myself being smart and I prayed this prayer and I told God, I said, if this is really literally in your will, because one thing I'm big about is like doing things, but doing it in his will.
Got it.
Like, I'm a scared Christian.
Okay.
So like when I do stuff, I be like, is this gonna put me in heaven or hell? And I know it's not that deep, but I'm just like, I don't know why my brain is wired like that. So I'm like, if it's in your will, you have to make it happen. You have to make it possible. You have to cover me through it. You have to give me the words because I don't know what to do, quite frankly. Like, I don't know what to do. And I literally ended my prayer and I was like, tag your it.
Okay.
Because it's up to you now. And then I emailed you.
And then boom.
And then you say yes. And it was like, he was like, no, you're actually it.
See?
But even with all of that, as I was telling my husband, like, even with all of those moments, I'm still like, just put me on the side. Mm-hmm. Don't put me out there. Because why me?
Yeah.
Like, why do I have to be out there?
Well, just like, you know, it's just like Peter, when Jesus is in the boat and the storm is going on, mm-hmm. he sees him, but, you know, they say, is it a ghost? Mm-hmm. And he said, Lord, if it's you, bid me to come. Mm-hmm. And that's you, even with this, it's like, you see it, he's telling you, but he said, if you're going to come out here with me, you got to step out the boat.
But let's just be honest, though.
Okay.
When you're stepping out, so let's say the transformation,
yep.
when you're going from what was and what is, that's not easy.
No, it's not.
That's uncomfortable.
It is. And it's scary.
So how do you do it?
It's trust. You got to trust in God when you don't trust yourself. Can you imagine visual? Can you imagine Peter stepping out on water, which is something he know he can't walk on?
That is a huge amount of trust.
But he trusted in a word, come.
Right.
Come.
Right.
Come.
It sounds easy. It sounds real good.
And we know the moment he took his eyes off, what happened? He started sinking.
Right.
Word sinking. Mm-hmm. He didn't drown. He didn't go under. Like.
But there was a difference.
There was a difference. But what happened?
He began to fall.
He began to fall. And then God got him.
He did get him. But see, my thing is, I don't know if he gonna get me again. Okay, so we talked about just stepping out there, just doing it. For the scared Christians, like me, who need training wheels.
Us.
You're a scared Christian too?
I can be in some instances.
Okay. No, I'm in good company.
Yes.
Feel refreshed now.
Yes.
Okay. How do you personally discern God's voice when a thing is really there?
Yeah. And I'll give you another. You hit me with these questions that make me be real. So, you know, our church, we're about to be transitioned, elevate to be autonomous on our own, and nothing new for me being a senior pastor before, planning 2 churches, different states, different this time, just from a perspective of it's just different. And so when the opportunity came, I wasn't nervous about it, but I was apprehensive, not knowing. I knew it was God speaking, but I didn't know what was like. I didn't know the details. And there's just certain things that I just didn't know. I trusted God, but I still was apprehensive because I didn't know. And I'm not a control person. However, I am a helicopter person, so I want to be involved in the details.
In all of it.
In all of it.
My husband's like that.
And so I was a little nervous. And some months ago, someone came in and they were like, hey, I've been away from church. I want to be a blessing to you in the ministry, and I'm connected, and you and your wife have just been a blessing to me. And I'm locked in. And they were like, okay. And so, long story short, that person just was a blessing to our church. So much so, it was that moment that when I found out how they blessed us, I'm like, oh, you got us. You got us. And so I said all that to say, sometimes God doesn't show us the whole road.
Sometimes he don't show us nothing.
He just shows us the first step. In the Psalms tells us that his word will be a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. And a lot of times we want the whole street light to be on because we got to be home before it's dark.
Definitely.
But sometimes God only shows us the lamp at our feet. And that lamp at our feet is for that first step.
I'm glad you brought that up because it actually was on my cue cards, but I didn't know if we were able to talk about it.
We're right back.
So let's just go ahead and get to it. How has this particular transformation with where you're headed to with the church, which is amazing. I'm so happy that I get to witness that and be a part of it. But how has that transformation been different for you? Because as you said, you've done this before.
Yeah.
You know, like you're capable of it. You know that you have. So what about this time made it different for you?
I think it's not necessarily the scale, but I think for this season, it's the potential. And sometimes potential is different depending on the environment. Okay. You know, and I use the analogy sometimes. My dad used to have me go steal tomatoes out this man's yard.
Not the tomatoes.
Yeah, and this man was a gardener, and I would steal tomatoes, and he grew watermelons. Okay. And so I got tired of stealing the man. My dad's a preacher, so he's having me steal as the kid, made a difference. But anyway, I digress.
It was your sin.
So yeah, it was my sin. So he wanted to keep his hands clean. So he's not gonna see this podcast. So.
I don't know, he might.
All right, it's on YouTube. He watches YouTube. Dad, I'm finally getting you back. But anyway, so I didn't want to steal tomatoes anymore or the watermelons. So I went and bought potting soil and I planted my own. Oh wow! I planted watermelon seeds in potting soil and I grew watermelons, but they came out this small.
But you still grew them.
I still grew them, and I was disappointed because they didn't grow big. I did all the right things. I watered them. I put Miracle Grow on them.
Miracle Grow?
Miracle Grow.
People do that? Yeah. Wait, is that not the same thing?
Miracle Grow like in plants.
Oh, I'm showing my age. I don't know what that really
Okay, so Miracle Grow is a chemical that you can put in your pots.
Okay.
For your plants to grow. But it's got nutrients and vitamins for plants.
You know, in a black household, they can use that on your
head? Miracle? Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Do Grow?
No, that one too. But
Miracle Grow, I got you. And so I did all that. They still didn't grow big. Okay. And I went and asked somebody. I went to the place where I got the seeds, and I said, "I'm doing everything. Why my watermelons don't grow?" He's like, "Because you're using potting soil, not sand." Oh wow. And that's where they grow best. And so I said all to say, a seed has the potential to grow its biggest, but it will only grow in the right environment.
The right environment. Okay.
And so what's different about this? The environment's different.
Are you ready for it?
I'm planning it different, yeah.
You ready for it?
I'm ready.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited too.
I can't wait to just see what it... First of all, I want to say this. You are not a traditional, regular pastor from my experience. In what way? So I grew up in an apostolic church as a child. And I want to be careful how I say this. There was never a sense of connection with the leader. Okay. It just felt very
distant.
Yeah.
Hierarchical.
Yes. Right. And I don't know, being under your leadership and just even you're just different. Okay. Like you're just in a good way, in a great way. And I say that because I think more people should be able to experience that. Okay. Especially when they are looking for that environment and they're needing that environment, because if we're being honest, you're going to need that environment of God to hold on to, considering where we are in the world. Yeah. And I think so many people, and this isn't to church shame anybody by any means, I think there are so many concepts out there of what it should look like, what it should be. And I personally think you do a great job at just, even with this, like I kept telling my husband, like, I can't believe he said yes. Like, I almost expected you to like laugh at the email and be like, nicely, like, no, I can't do it. Like, I was prepared for that. But when you said yes, I was like, wait a minute. Why would he say yes?
Was you ready for it?
I don't think we're ever really ready for what we pray for.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Expand on that for me.
I think that it's easy for somebody to pray. I'm going to use one of your words. I'm going to talk about me, so I don't talk about you.
Come on, I say that.
I think it's easy for me to pray for things and be like, okay, I'm ready for it. And then when it happens, that conversation we had earlier about shrinking yourself, it shows up so evident in my life. Right. Because when I'm thinking about it and I'm planning it, I feel like the top of the pyramid. And then when it's like time to execute it, I told Z when I checked your email and you confirmed the date, and I like looked at him and he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, he just confirmed the date. Like, this is really happening.
It's real.
And he was like, well, are you ready? And I'm like, well, I got the episode questions and everything, but like, I don't know if I'm like ready. I don't know. That's a thing. Mm-hmm. So for the people who are like, I just think it's a hard spot when you're transitioning and you're trying to get out of that. Is there any direct way to notice it? Because I feel like you can also be in that space and not notice that you're self-sabotaging.
Absolutely.
Is there a way for people to identify those factors?
I think in for me in this season, I'm a procrastinator by nature. Mm-hmm. My dad was my natural father. And so it's funny, not being around him, I have that trait.
Those tendencies.
And for me, being that way, sometimes my self-sabotage came with the tendency to be a procrastinator. And so waiting till the last minute to do things, and then it doesn't go well, you can't do it. Mm-hmm. Well, I waited too long. Mm-hmm. So for me in this season is being more postured to plan ahead, to do things, because I am not a calendar person.
Really?
I am not a calendar person. Everything's up here. Finances, everything's up here.
Really?
Everything's up there.
Is that like a Virgo thing?
Hey, the best. We the best, you know.
I don't know.
Kelly say we the best.
Hey.
But I'm not hating anybody else's birthday. Let's be clear, we're on air.
It's almost Sag season, just saying.
But listen,
anyways.
But I mean, for me, procrastinating was a way of self-sabotaging because I waited to the last minute. It's like, oh, I can't do it. But it also, on another form, it caused disappointment in my relationships.
Okay.
Because when I waited to the last minute, now I'm late to stuff. I don't follow through. I'm breaking promises. And now my relationships are in jeopardy because of something as a trait that I wouldn't do. And really was a fact of really not really believing in myself or what I could do. But look, now I've affected somebody else, even though it really should have only affected me.
Right.
And so today, you're doing this podcast. You've went beyond your fears, and it's bigger than your fear because now you're helping somebody else from this podcast.
And that's all I want to do. Like, that was the whole concept behind it, is because I don't think I really have anything to offer. But I also feel like for me, that's how I remain humble.
Yeah.
In what this is, whatever this is, because it's like still an unknown for me, where it's like, okay, God, if you send me, you might have to push me a little bit more, but I'll do it. But I don't even want to show up in the aspect of like, oh my God, she's perfect or she knows all the things, and because I'm not. Like, I tell people, my friends on the episodes, listen, I am the rough draft. Like, I might be the flow map, honestly. Okay. But that's all I want to do. Is to, if I could say one thing that could help somebody, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
Like, if one person hears this and they're like, that's enough.
I can do something. She inspired me.
It inspired me.
Okay.
Not me.
Yes.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Me.
Yes. you think about transformation in its rarest form, but in its most literal form of a butterfly.
Yeah. It starts off as a worm,
As
basically.
a worm that's
Very
people,
ugly.
people overlook,
A lot of people squish them.
doesn't have momentum.
No.
You know,
I would probably run from it.
you
but
would run from it.
Yes, I'm scared of
But
everything.
but this caterpillar has this mindset that I'm not going to stay this way forever.
That's such a good analogy.
Not going to stay this way forever.
Right.
But even in the moment of isolation, it wraps itself with something that's valuable, silk. We overlook that part.
Yeah.
The silk is where we get garments that are high price. That this ugly thing wraps itself in. So that lets us know that even though we're going through a transformation, the transformation on the outside is valuable.
You said something a second ago about how your procrastination, it flowed over into how you showed up in your relationships.
Yes.
We've all heard the saying of you can't take everybody with you. I feel like it's so easy for people to say. Sometimes people oversay it. Like, y'all just be doing a little much because sometimes everybody don't want to go with you.
Right.
It's a few people I didn't want to go with. But when we're thinking about transformation, how did your relationships change season to season? So you started preaching at an early age, right? But I'm pretty sure there were always those postures where you look different.
Yeah.
How did that affect the relationships? More so the ones closest to you.
Okay. I think for me, the biggest ones were identifying people who were just along for the ride.
Ooh.
And you find out those people in your life that when you run out of gas, those are going to be the people that's going to help push the car instead of just call and get a ride and walk away.
Getting out the car.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I'm that person. We're gonna push this car. We're gonna make it happen. And for me, it's those people who are gonna make the extra effort because I'm the extra effort person. And I've learned at this stage, I can't not be me. So I'm gonna continue to give of who I am, even though I don't get in return. But I am aware for somebody that's not willing to go all the way for me, and I don't cut them off. I just know how to deal with them in that moment.
So how do you think personally, how do you manage that though? Because we live in a society where everything is me.
Yeah.
Like, what can I get out of it? Gimme. How do you still remain that person of not building that wall, not changing or altering who you are, and still showing up in those environments?
I think it's just like you and me, we all got different spaces and hearts. And for me, it's having a spouse that is going to be the alter ego of myself, where when I go too far, she's like, pull back. Not good cop, bad cop, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's a good balance.
It's a great balance because sometimes I go too far with how I love people because I love hard and I love unconditionally. And she'll be like, no.
It's good to have that sounding board, though.
It is.
It's really good to have that sounding board, and not even just in that kind of capacity of marriage relationship, but I think in any kind of relationship, I think your relationships in your transformation is very important.
Absolutely.
Because if I'm being personal, when I met Z, there was a huge transformation that took place in my life. And we talked about it a little bit when we did our premarital with you. It was a transformation that I was so caught off by because I'm like, this is weird. Like, why is this happening? Like, why am I losing these people? Why are they feeling this way about me? Like you said, we were all in the car together. Whereas the difference in my situation was my car didn't lose gas, but it stayed on full. And I think that those people at that point in my life, they much rather prefer the idea of, oh, her gas is going to run out. Whereas when I was stepping into a season where God was putting me in a better position, it looked different. I think it's important for people to know the difference between that.
I think it's identifying the people who want to still see you as the caterpillar and not see the potential of you as the butterfly. And not knowing that they can be a butterfly too, but because maybe they choose to stay for their own conveniences or their own things, the slow life, it's fine. And there's no harm in that.
No, not at all.
But I want I want to soar.
Right.
I've been crawling for a long time. It's time to soar.
Yeah, it's kind of dirty down there.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean, no shade if
Hey,
that's what
no,
people
no,
like to be.
no.
But I find that so important. And it's something that I often think about, though. Like, even though it's been some years, it's something I often go back on because at first I was like doubtful and I'm like, well, why would this happen to me? Like, I don't understand why I would lose these certain people. But then as my life continues to change and I continue to go in these different doors that I've never been in before, and then I think, how would this me show up in that kind of environment? One, this me couldn't be in that environment.
Absolutely.
And then I think, I'm like, well, how would, if I had the opportunity as me back then, that me wouldn't have gotten it. So it just kind of like plays into where it's the idea of sometimes you do have to let go.
Absolutely. And identifying that some people are for reasons and some are for seasons. And there's nothing against them.
No, not at
But
all.
if you think about the time of your elevation and you soaring, I think a good person will now see things at a higher level. And maybe in this next season, I can see how to come back and help you to ascend. So I look at it like that too. That sometimes the separation, if I stay, we're all at the same level. We're all going to stay there. But if one of us makes it,
Then we all make it.
that one person can come back and help us change our perspective.
I don't think a lot of people have that mindset though.
Right.
And I don't understand why. But I don't think a lot of people have that mindset of, if I get it, then you get it.
Yeah.
And I guess it also just goes back to the type of person that an individual could be. And I often think about where God healed the leprosy.
Okay.
And it was 10 of them.
Yeah.
But only one came back.
One came back.
And then the song by Israel Houghton, where he talks about reckless love and how God will leave the 99 to go for the one.
Yes.
I think about that in my own transformation of like, I don't want to get to a point to where I'm so far away from what he has put me and postured me for that I don't go back for the rest of the people.
Absolutely.
Because I want to get to a place not where I'm perfect and I can look down on you, but where I can come back and I can help you get to that place
Absolutely.
too. I don't know.
That's a great story because even in that, those 9, because of they all had the same faith.
Right.
Because they all 10 had the same faith and all 10 were healed. And he said, go show yourself to the priest. And in going so, the Bible says they were healed along the way. And the one that recognized his healing along the way, he was the one that came back. Now, the difference is they all got the same thing based on they all had the same faith.
Right.
But the one that came back, you know what he got?
He got abundance.
Abundance, because it then said he was made whole.
Right.
So now what's the difference? Now they were healed, he's whole, he's got something greater that now he can go tell somebody else or help somebody else in a different way.
And for me, I'm a visual. I think of it as like the other 9, it's like they got a temporary healing.
Okay.
Like a Band-Aid.
I hope they got healed.
In my head.
Not a sugar pill. You think Jesus gave him a sugar pill?
Just gave him a little BC.
Oh, man.
To knock it out.
Oh, man.
You don't think he did?
I think he healed the healer.
Well, you know, like, but the other person got a lot more. Like, Jesus gave him a care package, too.
Yeah, he got a little something. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Me and my colloquialisms.
He may have got some fish and some bread, too, for little naps. That was another story. I put 2 stories together.
You put 2 stories together, the Lunchable and everything else that Jesus fed the people with.
But he got whole.
He did.
And wholeness is a goal of achievement.
Do you feel like you can be in a place of brokenness and still, I want to say this the way that I'm seeing it, where you're broken but you want to be transformed, you want to come out on the other side, but you can't seem to put the pieces together?
Yeah, it's not up for you to do that, and that's a whole nother story. Because being broken, if you think about a bowl that's broken, if it's still together, it's whole but it's cracked. Right? It's still use. It depends on the level of where the crack is, right? It still gives you stuff. But if we allow the potter to put us back on the wheel, he can take what was cracked and make it whole again. Right? And so the other thing I would say with that is I'd rather be whole and empty than cracked and full.
That's a good one.
Because if I'm whole and empty, he can fill me. But if I'm cracked and filled, I've got a leak.
So that means you're not even sustaining.
You're not sustaining.
So whatever he's pouring in you,
it's going right out.
It's just going right out.
Yeah.
How do you can't answer for him, obviously, but you're very connected to the cloth. I think
we all connected.
I think your connection is a lot stronger. I think your connection gives Verizon. Mine might be a little bit T-Mobile.
Okay, all right. I'm Metro PCS, but go ahead.
Do you feel transformation is something we choose or something God leads us into?
Man, I think it's both. Because I think some instances we can choose to transform. You think about those that want to transform their bodies. They will. There's a young lady at church. She wants to run a marathon.
Oh wow!
And she's about to do it, and she's been transforming herself
really?
To the point that the other day she's reached her max. She's ran like 20 miles a day to get ready for a marathon. In the beginning, she thought she would never be able to do that. So
20 miles a day?
Yes. So some transformation is intentional and wanted on you. And then there's times that, yes, God brings transformation to us.
What do you think that looks like when it's a God-ordained transformation? When it's a moment of him being like, okay, I've been patient long enough. This is not working. This is not the will that I have for you. This is not where I want you to go. I think that he chastises us at times. So do you think it gets to that point, or?
I think it's in both scenarios, whether it's us bringing the transformation or him, but I think it's person specific because for some people, based on their life or their upbringing or how they are, it takes a breaking. But then there's some people that don't, like you think about children. There's some kids that you can just look at them and they hunker down.
The fear of God.
And then some of them you gotta showing them the belt's not gonna do nothing. You gotta throw it, right? Some kids are timeout, and some kids is like you gotta let loose some words, and it may not be all that holy, right? It depends on the person.
Okay, what kind of kid were you though?
I was a good kid. I told you I was a square peg.
I'm gonna ask your mom.
I was sneaky though. Like I was the kind of kid, like I made good grades. I remember one time making a D, and I went into the counselor's office in the computer and changed the grade and reprinted it.
How did you get access to?
Because I'm a computer person.
If my daughter ever try that.
Like my kids know me, like if there's a zombie apocalypse, we're going to live because I'm going to figure it out.
Wow. I need to come to your house if that ever happens.
It's going to be like the purge. And I don't have all the fans. I'm going to find me a container. We're going to put it in the ground. We're going to live.
That is so funny. Okay, so I kind of asked you this already, but I just want to see if maybe there's another answer. What signs do you think someone can look for to indicate growth, even when they can't see the full picture? Because you already told us before, you referenced the scripture in Psalms where God clearly says to us that he's going to be a light unto our path. But for the people who are like me and Eve, know better but don't do better, and it's that idea of almost like you mentioned for your transformation of the unknown, the potential of it, the just seeing like the why behind it. What would you tell that person?
I would say the first thing is, and you can get many books, but having a growth mindset. And the thing I would say about a growth mindset is you're going to grow down before you grow up.
Oh, okay.
And what I mean by that, when you have a growth mindset, you are more concerned about stability than you're concerned about elevation. Because everybody wants to see the flower, but nobody cares about the root. And the root is the place where it's getting strength, it's nourishment, it's founded, it's stable. And that's the place that nobody sees. And we've got to build that in ourselves where we can be stable, we can be strong, we can get nourishment, we can be planted. And the inevitable is the tree and the flower and the fruit. But first comes the root.
You know, I just thought about something from the message today where he was talking about like how people give you plants, they give you flowers, and it's like, why are you giving me this? And I literally like showed my husband, like I pulled up my thing, and I was like, that's so crazy.
You got a plant in the living room.
I have a plant in the living room.
Behind you. They're going to see that on the camera.
It's cute.
It is.
And I took that as like, everything that kind of happened today with what she shared during worship, what he talked about, this working out, because I'm not even gonna tell you I did procrastinate because I was so scared.
See?
Because I would like email you and then I was like, I'm not gonna look at it for like a week. And that's so
And then
not.
12 a.m. Look, Pastor, he responded. Is he
Listen,
snoring when you woke him up?
he's always snoring. But he was so like, he's cool.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Of course he would say yes. I'm like, that's not the point. Like, y'all don't be getting the point.
Right. You want it. Hype me up.
Well,
Hype me up.
I kind of wanted him to cry with me.
Okay.
I don't know why. I cried. It was just a thing. I was like, oh my God, it's happening. He was like, he's my biggest cheerleader.
Absolutely.
So he's always like, okay, I knew that would happen.
And that's great to have. I know it's your podcast, but it's great to have a supportive husband.
It's okay.
Because a lot of people, and I do a lot of couples counseling, and to have a husband that will support a wife in endeavors, because most of the time a man wants a woman to support him in what he wants to do, but when it's equally done, man, that's a great combination. So I'm proud of both of you guys.
Unpopular opinion, I want to retire my husband. He's like my biggest cheerleader. He was so like, oh, I'm sure it was gonna happen, but then I thought about the plant. That was the whole point of me saying that. I was thinking about the plant and all that. But anyways,
there's some great things that's gonna happen through y'all's lives.
You think so?
I know so. Yeah.
I receive that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I receive that.
I've already saw it.
I just hope that I'm obedient in the process of it.
No. Because and we're getting off topic, but it's about being in the living room, and I think about this plant and the foundation, and I think for him, he brings a level of the roots to the pot, and you're the part that's growing up, but at the same time, it's going to be, to what you just said, it was really confirmation. You're going to be able to be the fruit that's going to really help the whole ecosystem, and that's going to be a place of reciprocal nature of growth, but also it's going to feed y'all and feed y'all's bloodline.
Yeah, the whole bloodline.
The bloodline.
Yes.
Watch.
I'm gonna have to get you back on here though, because
in the future,
you like to talk about relationships a lot. Like even in your sermons,
okay,
you talk about relationships a lot. I think you'll help the people.
Okay.
But I want to thank you.
Thank you. I'm honored
for coming on here with me. Transformation, guys, is not pretty. I don't think transformation is ideal. I don't think you're ever prepared for transformation. And I'm saying that in a place of being in transformation, and I'm still on uneven ground. But I think the one thing that I've gotten out of this episode is you have to do it anyway.
Do it anyway.
You have to do it scared. You have to do it unknown. You have to just do it anyway.
Yeah. And once you do it and get in it and sit in it, man, it's smooth sailing.
Be like driving an electric car.
We're not going to talk about that because I got to get charged when I leave here. I'm almost out of juice, but she's telling my business.
You said that. You said that.
I got preached to today.
I didn't say.
The preacher talked about me in the
I
sermon.
didn't say nothing about your car.
I don't like getting preached to over the pulpit.
Do you want to know something that's very funny? So when I'm driving sometimes, I have these random thoughts. One thing I will never do while I'm driving is let a Tesla get in front of me.
You don't like Teslas to get in front?
I feel like people who
Wait a minute. What kind of car you drive?
Have a Q3.
So the other day, I was trying to get in front of a Q3. No, I'm just...
I was about to say, wait, was it me? Listen, I don't know. I just feel like y'all just... Not you, because I know you. But like other ones that be on the road, it's like they just be like... And they're rude when you do let them over. They don't even give you the hand or anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
So now going forward, I never let one get in front of me.
Okay. I hope I'm never in front of you.
Listen, guys, if this episode spoke to you in any way, please be sure to share it.
Yes.
Please be sure to like this video. Most importantly, I want to hear from you guys. I genuinely do. I always tell you, I'm not perfect. I'm figuring this thing out as I go. cracks and all, you guys see all of it. Y'all know I ghost y'all all the time because I be going to get my life together. God is still working on me. But nonetheless, I want you to know that the living room is a space of reflection. It is a space where you can be yourself authentically. You can say whatever it is that needs to say. You can leave it there, and I'm not going to judge you. And unlike my mama, I'm going to let you sit on my furniture. Until next time, peace.